Welcome to this week's edition of Sun News at Noon. I'm Stockton Myers.
And I'm Reagan Morris. Thanks for tuning in. DSU police arrested a male student for rape in Campus View Suites 2. The event occurred at 1 a.m. on January 11th when the victim woke up to find the suspect assaulting her. The two were reportedly in a romantic relationship on and off for many months prior. The victim sought out police 2 days later on January 13th, and DSU police immediately started a sexual assault investigation. I sat down with DSU Police Chief Blair Barfus to discuss protocols and procedures regarding assault cases.
We start every investigation by completely believing whatever's reported by who. And we work to develop the facts and then produce it to the county attorneys. Victim came in, reported being sexually abused. We got some basic facts, enough facts to develop probable cause on some search warrants. We went and served a search warrant at a residence here on campus, gathered some facts and some evidence, and used that for further investigation of the case. Interviews were conducted, and probable cause was developed to book the individual into jail. That means our case, the criminal side, is done. We've got all the evidence possible. We've got crime lab material and all that sent off. And then the individual's booked, which means we now meet with the county attorney. We give them the facts of the case. They decide whether or not to file criminal charges. They decided to file criminal charges based off of the facts that we established. And now the criminal case is done. We have somebody arrested. Police department is no longer involved. The case now moves into a Title IX, which is a campus student conduct and sexual assault responsibility. But it's not criminal in nature, it's civil in nature.
The suspect was booked into Washington County Jail January 14th, then released 10 hours later by the judge. The case is still active as a Title IX investigation through DSU's Office of Equity Compliance and Title IX.
An art exhibit centered around Black History Month is opening next week on DSU's campus. The exhibit will open at the North Plaza on February 3rd and will be available to see until the beginning of March. The exhibit is free to attend and features a variety of art pieces from Las Vegas, with some of the artists coming to the exhibit on select days during the duration. However, the specific dates have not been announced.
Students have the opportunity to travel to Naples, Florida this spring break. Student government is partnering with nonprofit organization Habitat for Humanity to build and rehabilitate homes in southern Florida, and you can be a part of it. Get ready to relax on the beach, hang out with friends, and participate in a great cause. An informational meeting regarding the trip will be held in the Student Government Room January 31st at 7 p.m.
Dixie State Esports is holding tryouts to find the best of the best. Tryouts for the Rocket League team are happening tonight and tomorrow from 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. on their Discord. And Valorant tryouts will happen on February 4th from 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. at the Hazy Building in room 103. If you're not interested in committing to a team, DSU Esports also holds weekly Smash Ultimate tournaments at 7 p.m. on Thursdays in the Lovesack Lounge at the Atwood Innovation Plaza. You need to bring your own controller, and there is an entry fee of $10. The winner of the night will receive a cash prize. Scan the QR code below for a link to their Discord, info on tryouts, and more.
The Academic Performance Center offers a variety of tutoring services, such as face-to-face and online tutoring sessions. Tutors are there to meet your specific needs at no cost. The Academic Performance Center is located in the Holland Building and is open Monday through Thursday, 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. and Friday, 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. You can schedule appointments through the Navigate Student app. For more information, use the QR code below. So, Stockton, esports.
It's exciting.
Are you going to get a cash prize? Are you going for it?
Oh, I don't think I would be able to, but you know that they have prize pools in the major leagues for like millions of dollars, right?
That's insane.
It's crazy.
For esports.
For esports.
Wow.
Love
Not my
it.
thing, but interesting.
Stay tuned. After the break, we will hear the full scoop from Interim Athletics Director Ken Beezer and a DSU Athletics update from Max.
The park you know exists a world you don't. A world that is greater. Greater than just one passion. Greater than just one adventure. Greater than just one moment. Come to where life is greater. Come to Greater Zion.
Hello, Trailblazers, and thanks for joining us. Today I have here with me the newly appointed Interim Athletic Director, Ken Beezer. Ken, thanks for taking the time to be with us today.
Thank you, it's a privilege.
Talking about transitioning into Division I, we know that a name change is coming up and a rebranding process coming up as well, transitioning from Dixie State to Utah Tech University. So are you excited about this transition that's taking place, the rebranding process, and how do you believe it will affect athletics?
Absolutely. I think it's a great transition as we move forward into Division I. I think it's natural in what we do. I think it's also a natural fit for the new strategic plan of the university, and it matches what we do there. But I think as we transition into Division I, it's a strong brand. Utah Tech University is a strong brand. It has some real equity with institutions like Georgia Tech, Virginia Tech, Texas Tech. I think we can kind of piggyback on that a little bit, but I'm excited for it and hope to build upon it. I do believe it is the perfect timing for this.
How important do you believe athletics are in the name change process when it comes to presenting the name across the state, across the nation, with teams being able to travel and go play these big teams across the country? How do you feel like athletics will represent this new name that's coming?
First, I think athletics will be at the forefront of this, whether it's locally, regionally, or nationally. I think athletics is going to be at the forefront of it. And I say that because, research over and over, time and time again, has indicated that the first contact individuals have with an institution in large share is through athletics. Whether it's seeing a team name, we call it the ESPN ticker effect, as you see those scores and those schools run at the bottom of the ESPN. That's where it's going to really get the name and the brand out there. Locally, I think we all can understand and appreciate the challenge it has been for moving from Dixie State University to Utah Tech University. And I believe that athletics is kind of a neutral zone. I think it's an area to where those who are opposed to the name change and those who are for the name change can find common ground and cheer for the student athletes and the teams that are out there. And I've told many this, that athletics is, I think, the perfect olive branch that we have for the community and those who are affected, and a way that we can, it's a non-threatening way that people can just come together and get on board with what's happening at this institution.
I love what you said about being able to find common ground in this change, because I know that a lot of people sit on either one side or the other, but kind of being able to cheer for the same sports teams and come together from that standpoint, that's a great way to kind of bridge the gap in between those two different parties, if you will. Will you be a part of this national search for the new athletic director that will be coming in, and what is the athletic department looking for in the next person to take this spot?
The direct answer to that question is no, I do not believe I'll be part of it. There's still a possibility that I'll put my name in going forward as the permanent director of athletics. That's still a decision that my wife and I are contemplating and looking to see if at this point in our life, if this is what we want to do, and if we can continue to help the university in that role. So I don't see myself being part of this search. But if, looking forward, I think what they're looking for is somebody that can come in and create a vision. Somebody can create a vision not just for the transition to Division I, but for beyond. And what does it look like for us beyond? I mean, there's the element of, okay, now we are Division I, now what? You being a student athlete, I mean, you're a vital component on where do you fit in as a student athlete in the mission and the overall goals of the institution. And I think we need to clarify that. I think they're looking for somebody to clarify that.
I feel like those are some very good building blocks to go off of with what the university is doing, how we're growing, and the things we have coming down the pipe for the future. So that's all the questions we have for you today, Ken.
Okay.
Again, thank you so much for taking the time out of
You're
your
welcome.
busy schedule and busy day to join us.
You're welcome.
And thank you, Trailblazers, as always.
3 months ago, there weren't enough masks. We were desperately sourcing from all over the world. People were making face coverings from scarves, bandanas, and bits of fabric. Now there are plenty of masks, but some people don't want to wear them. Come on. Mask up, America.
Welcome back, Trailblazers. Here's the rundown on Dixie State University athletics. Women's tennis is off to a rocky start in their spring season. They've opened with an 0-4 start, getting swept 7-0 in 3 of their first 4 matches. DSU only took home 1 match point in their outing against Weber State, the only one on the year so far. The Lady Trailblazers will look to stem the tide better than they did in 2021, where they started off 0-8 before getting their first win. They are also currently on a 7-game losing streak dating back to the end of last season. The Lady Trailblazers will look for that first victory on February 4th against Boise State. Men's basketball has had their first ever WAC conference winning streak. DSU took on Lamar at home in the Burns Arena last Thursday. They were able to capture their second home conference win as they took down the Cardinals 71-55. Hunter Schofield led the way with a double-double of 22 points and 12 rebounds. Over the weekend, the Trailblazers captured another win over UTRGV at home. They led this game wire to wire as they ended up winning by a score of 85-74. Schofield led the way in the scoring column again, finishing with another 22 points. Frank Stain also contributed with a strong double-double of 11 points and 10 rebounds. The Trailblazers will take on Chicago State Saturday in Illinois. Women's basketball went opposite of the men's as they've dropped 2 consecutive WAC games on the road. Last Thursday, they took on Lamar in Beaumont, Texas, ultimately losing to the Cardinals 75-65. Shaniza Davidson was a bright spot in that game as she poured in 18 points in the loss. The Lady Trailblazers then traveled to Edinburgh, Texas to face down UTRGV. Again, DSU lost in a close battle to the Vaqueros 75-68. After some bumps in the road, they now look to gain their footing against Chicago State on Saturday at 3 p.m. in the Burns Arena. The women's track and field team has had some standout individuals in this early part of their season. At the BYU Indoor Invitational back on January 14th, freshman Ashton Gilhula finished 4th overall in the women's 60 meters with a time of 7.88 seconds. This was the highest finish of any Trailblazer at this track meet. Records were also broken earlier this month at the NAU Lumberjack Team Challenge. Freshman Riley Jacobson posted a 5-minute 35-second in the mile run. Freshman Addie Wyatt had a 1-minute 2-second finish in the 400 meters. And freshman Erica Holt ran a 26.48-second 200 meters. The team will look to continue their record-breaking pace on February 4th at the Weber State Indoor Invitational. I'm not much of a runner. Most people wouldn't say I have a runner's physique or a runner's body. You know, I run because of football, but that's about it. But it's really great to see Trailblazers running for fun and also being good at it.
I completely agree, Max. I love to hear about Erica Holt. She's one of my close friends, so hearing her get the school record is awesome.
I love hearing that we're doing so well in basketball, well, men's basketball right now. I think the women's basketball team can really keep up the pace as we go on throughout the conference.
Yeah, every team has looked really good in this transition to the WAC. And that's it this week that's it for this week's edition of Sun News at Noon.
We will see you here next week, same time, same place.
Have a great week, Trailblazers.